Right, so what is making videos for a living actually like? And the reason I'm actually doing this video is because every time I go to film somebody's car, it's probably one of the first things that they ask me is, and look, I get it. It's not a normal job, but I can tell the first thing they want to ask is, or they're wondering is how much money and all of that stuff. And look, I'm not going to go into exact figures. However, I do get it. I do completely understand the thing, especially as anyone that has followed me on social media has probably realized that I've shown my entire journey from being a carpenter apprentice to now, I've got 11 cars. We have this big factory now, and stuff is just changing so fast. So I wanted to show you guys or talk about what it's actually like. Now, that's all this video is going to be. It's just me talking. I was just walking around the shed and I thought suddenly, I want to talk about it. So let's talk about it. Well, let's talk about the positives first. Positives, straight away, and I'm going to be brutally honest, is money. Money is great. Money is great. However, a lot of my money is going straight back into this, investing in better equipment and better factories and more cars for the channel and trying to grow it. So my own personal wealth hasn't really changed. It's more in the business. So, but that is one positive. It started to come a lot faster than I probably thought, especially, it really sort of matched itself probably 6 months ago to my wage as a chippy, as an apprentice chippy. But yeah, I'm not making $500,000 a year. And if you haven't seen me before, I do only have around 11,000 followers on YouTube, but I've got around 140,000 everywhere else. And at this present moment, all of this is happening just off ad revenue. I have done one paid thing actually, one paid post with a auction house, which was fantastic, a really good experience. And I would absolutely do that again. But the vast majority of my lifestyle is by ad revenue. So that is a positive. The other positive is you go into this world where everything is cars. Every time anybody messages me, it's about cars. They send things to me, it's about cars. Every time I'm doing anything now in my life, it's about cars. And even if you're not into cars, whatever subject that you're into, that's what happens. That's what happens. If you're passionate and hardworking, that is what happens. And it's exciting because I love cars. So I could talk about them all bloody day. And that is true. I don't have to force it. I don't have to put on somebody who isn't me. And anybody that knows me knows that this is who I am. And when I meet people, actually, that's the other thing leading on to the next thing. The other great part of this, especially because I'm doing videos on other people's cars and things like that, is meeting people, meeting like-minded people, and that kind of stuff is really nice. It really is. And some of you guys have fantastic collections and some seriously rare holding gear. I mean, a lot of the stuff they ask me not to talk about, which I'm completely understand. But some of the holding gear that I've seen with my own two eyes is unbelievable. Extremely rare, unicorn stuff, and I never thought I would see that in a million years, and I wouldn't have, I wouldn't have if it wasn't for this channel. So I really appreciate that. Let's think of some more upsides before we go into the negatives, and there are negatives. The upside is the other one, sorry, I've just thought of, is traveling. Traveling is fantastic, and I'm not talking about the commute to Melbourne and back. That's pretty rubbish, but going to Queensland recently, and we've got another trip planned soon, and all of that kind of stuff. It's fantastic. It really is. And I remember coming back from Queensland thinking, I just made more money on holiday than I did before I went. And that is unbelievable. And that is because of this job and what caters to this job. Yeah, that's the thing. So access to some stuff, not necessarily even driving cars or whatever, but going places that I've never go otherwise, and driving things that I've never driven. Actually, that's the big one. Driving some of the unbelievable cars that you guys have is fantastic. VKSS, VL Calais Turbo, Monaros. I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on. And I'm so lucky to be doing that. And I think there would have to be only a handful of other people that have driven some of the cars that I have. There would be some, of course, but in the modern day as well, I don't think there would be. And that is a nice feeling, that what I'm doing is working. So that's the good sides. And look, I'm sure there are more. And overall, it's a very positive experience. But let's talk about negatives, because like any other job, there are negatives. However, this is a really weird job, so you can't really search on Seek, or see reviews or whatever. So the negatives are probably the same as any beginning business. You work 7 days a week. And because of that, managing time is extremely hard. Managing relationships, friendships, all of that, very, very difficult. Getting on top of your BAS, GST, all of that's boring stuff. It's very important, and I am not good at doing that. I'm not good at doing that. So that's a downside. Another downside is that I'm addicted to my phone. Big problem. Really, really big problem. And I don't know what to do about it, because I need my phone to work. And, even consuming content to some level is important as a content creator, because I might get ideas or see what's trending and stuff like that and use it in my own way. So that kind of stuff is really important too. The other negative is, if I do a video and it gets 100 comments and one comment is negative, usually that negative comment lives with you. And there's nothing you can do about that, because that's just how the human brain works. And every other person who has a similar following to me would be the same. Another downside as well, especially with cars, is that you're sort of watched with a telescope. And I get it. I do get it, because if you're really into VNs and stuff and I say the wrong thing, it's not good. And it does happen though. My biggest one by far was, I can't remember the exact thing, but I called an LH to run an LJ, just a total slip of the tongue, because in the video, before the video I recorded it, me and the owner were talking about all the Tiranas he'd had, and I just misspoke. That's all. I should have caught it. I didn't. So things like that, if you make those minor mistakes, they're always picked up. And the other negative is that, and look, it might be negative for someone else, but for me, I actually enjoy it. I'm really enjoying the growth, but you have to remain relevant and try new things, thinking of new ideas. That is very challenging. That is really, really challenging. And it's part of the job, but it is challenging. And now look, working every day, actually does not faze me at all. I don't care, because I love what I'm doing. And that is the honest truth. I work 7 days a week, but I mean, man, it's been a long time now, and I actually don't care. But when I was a carpenter, I could not do that. I'd be at 38 hours a week, and I'd be so sick of it. I just want to get home and do nothing. So yeah, those are probably the big negatives. The other is those will be the big ones. And the other thing as well is income is really hard to gauge. Sometimes you might make an X amount a month, and then the next month you make 4X that, and then the next month you make half X. But that's any business. So those are probably the things. And my advice to anybody that wants to get started is just start. Don't think about it too much. Don't buy any equipment. Maybe buy a $15 tripod from Kmart and use your phone. You don't need any of that stuff at the beginning, because you're just trialing it. You see, you might not even like it. However, with social media, as long as you continue, you will succeed. And I mean, look, I'm proud of this shed. I'm not going to lie. We've just gotten this shed, and look how good it is. There's still heaps more cars to come. And to think that this has come from what I've been doing for the last couple of years, probably the last year mainly, that's really crazy. So it's really nice that it's actually working. But yeah, I just thought I'd do a quick video. I don't normally do ones like this, but I might do one every now and then, just a talking head video of what it's actually like to do this, because I'm not your typical influencer. I don't have veneers and all that stuff. I'm not rich, but I am extremely passionate, and that is the main ingredient, and that is what you need to succeed. Passion, and you cannot be lazy. You cannot be lazy if you want to succeed. Luckily, I am not. I am anything but. I'm proud to say that I am a hard worker. Well, maybe not as a carpenter, I will admit that, but as on my own stuff, I am. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know it's a bit different and it's probably raw. I don't think I made any edits at all, but anyway, this is the new shed. If you haven't seen it, it's really, really good. And we've just moved the VK and the VX Bellina. Those are both unregistered. That one's got no engine. That one is, sorry, this one, it will be the next one that gets some attention. There's still a few cars coming here though, before those get done. But I don't know, I hope you guys enjoyed this random video. Just thought I'd make it, and I see what you guys think. But I just want to talk about the ups and downs of doing this as a job. As you know, if you've followed me from the beginning, you've seen the journey. So I hope you guys can appreciate it. Otherwise, thanks for watching, liking, subscribing. I really, really appreciate it.